My marriage broke up when my daughter was just 6 weeks old. And immediately I went from being a middle-class person to a person who was struck with poverty. And I didn't know how I was going to feed my daughter and myself. My name is Susan L. Taylor, and I am the founder and CEO of the National Cares Mentoring Movement and Editor-in-Chief Emerita of Essence magazine. How did I do it? Well, you know, here I am now living high above the Hudson River, but I can look right to my left and see where I grew up in Harlem. My parents were immigrants. My father came here from St. Kitts in the Caribbean. My mother came from Trinidad. Immigrants are so maligned today, but people migrate to the United States to try to create a better life. The United States of America is really a country of immigrants. Each culture has contributed to this whole. And very often, you know, we look down on people who are different. And I just say, you know, don't look down on anyone unless you're reaching down to give them a hand to lift them up. When Katrina devastated New Orleans in 2005, it snatched the covers off of poverty. And we saw just how vulnerable poor African Americans especially were and are, and how gravely children were suffering. And so I said, we have to start our own programs. And that gave birth to the National Cares Mentoring Movement in 2006, to mentor children who were in disadvantaged communities and households. Any corporation has a diversity and inclusion officer, but try to find corporations that are really living it, implementing it, for doing more than just the corporate speak. And that's what I see Sephora doing. It takes real courage, reaching out into the community to organizations that most corporations would not have reached out to. And I feel honored that the National Cares Mentoring Movement is considered part of that equity family. I believe that everything is in divine order. Even the painful, shameful things. I've had them happen to me. Healing takes courage. It takes courage and a willingness to look at your life and the courage to change. I became editor-in-chief of Essence without having gone to college, and I went back to school when I was in my 40s. I went to school after work. It's all within our grasp. Where there's a will, there's a way. As the editor-in-chief of the magazine, I made a promise to give a voice to Black women, everyday Black women. I said, wherever there's a woman who I think should be in the magazine, I'm going to go introduce myself and see if I can photograph her. I would get off trains. I would get off buses. I have walked across restaurants. And that's really how I was able to represent every manifestation of Black beauty. When I look in the mirror today, I see what I didn't see 20 years ago, or 50, 60 years ago when I was young and fluffy. But today, at 75, when I look in the mirror, when I look in my own eyes, what I see is joy, fulfillment, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. That's what I see.